I think across parts of the Midwest and even into the Great Lakes region here over the next couple of hours, because you can see those storms are moving off towards the northeast, and it's all a part of a much bigger complex that extends all the way down even into places like Arkansas tonight and all the way up into places like northern Illinois. So several severe thunderstorm warnings under where we have that level 4 out of 5 risk for severe weather. So it is going to be a little bit of a rough night for areas west of here. Thankfully, we're past sunset, so we should start to see some of this weakening. You can already kind of tell we're getting at least a little bit more of a space in between where some of these warnings have been tonight. But for the most part, I mean, this is just going to be a very healthy system rolling through late tonight and eventually into our area by the time we wake up early tomorrow morning. So don't be surprised if you hear some rumbles of thunder early on your Saturday. So in terms of the impacts, Saturday during the morning and early afternoon into mid-afternoon time frame, probably going to give us one of the better opportunities of seeing some of those strong, potentially severe storms. We'll bring that impact tracker down a little bit Saturday night just because you're dealing with a lot of rain, stabilizes your atmosphere a little bit. Storms don't like a stable atmosphere. And then you get the cold front coming in on Sunday. So once again, that'll push that impact tracker up towards the higher end of the scale just because you're dealing with another round of scattered storms ahead of that cold front. It's going to be an active weather weekend. We're going to walk you through all the new data coming up in just a few minutes. Bring the potential's the key word, for some strong to severe storms possible for your Saturday. Now, when you're talking about thunderstorm development, you need some main ingredients. You need moisture, instability, lift, and if you want severe weather, you need something called wind shear, whether that's winds turning with height or wind strengthening with height. Regardless, we're going to have a lot of that. It's certainly in terms of the components. We're going to have a lot of moisture on hand. Instability, little lacking, especially this time of the year. You need either the warmer temperatures or you need that daytime heating, which usually happens once we get through the afternoon, and that is going to be a key piece that is lacking. So if our wind shear can overcome the lack of instability, I know this is a lot of meteorological jargon, then maybe you have that better opportunity of seeing some of these strong to severe storms materialize. You also need lift, and that comes with a lot of fronts. We're going to have plenty of those around the area the next 24 hours or so. So is it possible? Yes, that we could see some severe weather. It is, but you have to have everything line up just perfectly to really see that better materialize. So in terms of the severe threats for tomorrow, first of all, it's already going to be windy. So an organized storm is already probably going to get you to that threshold to give you a damaging wind threat. You're going to have bouts of heavy rain moving through late tomorrow night, so an isolated flooding concern. You're going to have some colder air working in on Sunday, so that's where you're likely going to have the better opportunity to see some hail. And you're also going to have a little bit of the twisting of the winds. So could you see a tornado? Sure, it's possible, but that threat is extremely low as we go through the day tomorrow. Really, our main concern is going to be with the wind, because outside of thunderstorm activity, it is going to be a gusty day tomorrow. We have the wind advisories in effect from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And if you're under that wind advisory, you're talking winds gusting upwards of 50 miles per hour, which could lead to some sporadic power outages possible as we go through the day. You can see that on our wind tracker as we go through your Saturday. We will see winds lighten a little bit late Saturday night into early Sunday. It's going to be minor, just given the fact that you're still going to be waiting on that cold front to roll through. And until that front passes through, you're really going to be dealing with kind of much of the same over and over and over again. Here's that cold front, or the warm front, I should say, just off to our west. You can see it's spawning a lot of weather that's really, in terms of severe weather, the severe thunderstorms, you got the potential for some tornadoes. That is really going to be a key threat as it moves through Illinois and western Indiana tonight. Now, the more it starts to work its way eastward, it will lose a little bit of that punch as it enters into western Ohio. But the question remains, how much? Because temperatures tonight are going to stay relatively warmer, upper 50s to about low 60s. So we could certainly see along that boundary, you get a little bit more of that organization occurring. So 1 or 2 storms along that leading edge could potentially be on the strong to severe side. So early tomorrow morning, we will have to watch for that severe potential. Meteorologist Andy Chillian, he'll be keeping a very close eye on the radar as that first round starts to move through. Then the question becomes, can we clear things out enough to recharge up our atmosphere to potentially see a second round of strong to severe storms late in the afternoon through early evening? If we can, that is really your next best round. Otherwise, it's just round after round of some of that rain that's going to be moving through until the cold front sweeps in, and that could once again give you that last opportunity of seeing a couple more organized storms before temperatures start to fall. So it is going to be a pretty active period for us. We'll keep a close eye on the forecast. The team will be here keeping you updated on the latest information. Again, it is an isolated severe risk as we go through the day tomorrow. Then we get the colder air in here on St. Patrick's Day with highs only expected about lower 40s.